Welcome back. With the Republican National Convention set to begin in Cleveland in just a few weeks, many are wondering who Donald Trump will select as his running mate. And will he make that announcement before or at the convention? Joining me right now is former presidential candidate himself, Dr. Ben Carson. He is a Trump advisor. Dr. Carson, good to see you again. Thanks so much for joining us.
Always good to be with you, Maria.
So what do you think? I mean, I guess it was Newt Gingrich who told me this past week he'll probably announce it before the convention. What is the plan in terms of unveiling who that person is, his vice presidential pick?
Well, you know, right now he's cogitating significantly on who would be the best fit. He's looking for somebody who really loves America, is willing to put forth the requisite effort to try to save it, understands how serious our financial situation is, how serious the activity of the terrorist is. You know, you look out there right now, and you know, you're seeing all of these incidents occurring around the world. And I got to tell you, there are cells here in the United States also waiting to be activated. And we need somebody who will pursue that with the right kind of seriousness, particularly if something were to happen to the president. You can't, you know, let that languish.
So, I mean, is the short list basically who we've been speaking about, Newt Gingrich or Jeff Sessions, or as an outsider on the list, or are we really talking about someone with government experience?
Well, that would not be the only criteria. Clearly, you want somebody who has the requisite experience, but just as important is somebody who has the ability to hear information and discern, make wise decisions, because you'll be given lots of options, and there is no one that exists who is an expert on everything. But you do have such a thing as wisdom, which will allow you to listen carefully to the different objects, ask the right questions, and help make correct decisions.
I assume they'll want to be celebratory at the convention, so we'll know when we're at the convention who it is. Should we assume he will release that before the convention?
I think that probably is not a good assumption.
It's not a good assumption.
But I don't think it's a good thing to assume that. He could, but right now, you know, he's really going through this process and being very deliberate about it, and will take as much time as is necessary to make a good choice.
Dr. Carson, let me ask you a bit about policy. You are such an important advisor to Donald Trump. A lot of discussion about that trade speech that he gave last week. Really, he promised to tear up so many trade deals, from NAFTA to Trans-Pacific Partnership to a deal with China, a deal with South Korea. A lot of people felt that, you know what, we don't need all new trade deals at once. Maybe it's too disruptive. The Chamber of Commerce tweeted out right after he spoke, under Trump's trade plans, we would see higher prices, fewer jobs, and a weaker economy. What's your take on trade, and is this a situation where perhaps we could go too far and create a negative implication for the economy?
Well, you know, it's not going to be, you know, a blitzkrieg. We're going to do everything at one time. You're going to look at these things sequentially, the most important things first. And there'll be a lot of good advice and decisions that will be made on principles of fairness to our people as well as to the people with whom we're dealing. That's going to be the key.
That is the key, and it certainly does impact the economy. Also important to voters is Trump's tax plan. I know during the primary season you had a great tax plan. A lot of people talked it up and liked what you were envisioning. Give us your sense of Donald Trump's economic plan to really move jobs and actually create more jobs. Is it the tax reform package or something else?
Well, not only is it the tax reform package, which will lower taxes for everybody, and some people say, you can't lower taxes when we have these kinds of deficits. They don't understand the economy. They don't understand, you know, cycles. They don't understand incentives. You know, you can't suppress, you know, the economic engine and expect it to generate money. So clearly we have to get rid of some of all the regulations. He understands that. And we have to have something that incentivizes people to work hard and to take risk. Entrepreneurial risk-taking is essential and was a big part of America's rapid rise in the world.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Dr. Carson, great to have you on the program this morning. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Maria.
We'll see you soon, sir.